Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. I am your host, once again, John. Going around the horn, we have...
I'm Mike. I play Dwarf Gorand.
I'm David. I was playing a Thin Fondue and will soon be playing Onweir the Apostate.
I'm Matt. I am Avaricios, the currently unconscious.
So peaceful. You have a good resting face.
It is peaceful, yeah.
We have made him gentle.
I'm Ted, and how you doing? I'm playing Squeegee the Goblin.
That is the crew, the ever-shifting crew of the Halls of Arden Vul, which are led through the gigantic OSR Megadungeon by one Richard Barton, and playing the OSE, Old School Essentials system by Gavin Norman. So we are on episode 7. Tragedy has once again befallen our group. We had to say goodbye to Vargar Mudclump, the thief, David's last character, who
Thanks, Richard Barton.
did indeed get eaten by a carnivorous plant, an assassin vine. Avaricios was not able to witness it as he was knocked unconscious by a shambling mound, but Gorn dragging his body away, and Squeegee trying desperately to nab Onweir from the jaws of death using his whip, witnessed this horrible end, but not after first being able to actually grab Vargar's pack before leaving, and also before seeing behind the assassin vine on the balcony in the solarium some sort of glittering treasure behind the assassin vine, which had piqued Vargar's interest, and now Squeegee's. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that you guys were, you escaped out of the room, right? Like the door is shut.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about that because, and now it's a little more clear. I wasn't 100% positive of the relationship and position of Squeegee and plant and where this glittering throne was. So if it was on the other side of the plant, that ship has sailed. We've left the room. If it was behind me or I could go up one more level and check it out, I would like to do that. But if it's on the other side of the plant, there's...
Yeah, it's on the same level as the plant. You would have to find some way
plant
around it.
Really is... It's really guarding whatever that is.
It seems to be, yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back with Agent Orange and do this right later.
I would strongly recommend making a note, because you will soon forget that is there.
No, we'll never forget the place where Vargar fell.
So, retreating back out past the sitting room in which you had found the Thothian teleportation ring, right? The inactive one. And also where you would where Vargar had managed to snatch the whole linen tapestry that was worth 100 gold pieces, which you now have, thanks to Vargar's pack. You unfortunately are forced by necessity to leave Vargar's body unclaimed. What's left of it, anyways.
What remains of it
inside that gigantic plant.
Technically, the plant kind of claimed him.
True, he went back to nature.
We've all had oxtail soup before. I think the visuals fairly similar.
That's nasty. Retreating back out of the eastern portion of this shattered palace, you find yourself still in the pouring rain. It is letting up a little bit. It's about noon-ish now, and it's the 29th day of Lucrios, which is Dema's day.
Okay.
So it's all happened in the morning. And so what would you guys like to do?
Can I just...
We've
been talking about this a little bit over our Discord channel. Right. I think what we want to do, and you can hand wave as much of this as we can get away with, is go back to the inn and get unconscious people back to consciousness. And then I think it's a quick trip down to Gosterwick to gear up, right? Like sell the tapestry, get a little bit of money, get some gear. Like we're all down torches and lamp oil and all kinds of stuff like that. And those merchants at the Broken Head Inn they're thieves and they're just charging too much money. So quick run. Maybe we'll pick up a new mud clump on the way. Gonna get a new mud clump somewhere.
Okay.
Let's get that at the outhouse, man.
So assuming you're going to follow the exact track that you took down here via the river, I assume, on the river bank. Is that right?
I don't know why we wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. So you bedraggled, depressed, saddened by the loss of the man who discovered the elevator up. You slog through the rain and the mud, with the pyramid obscured in the distance, your final destination, and you head north along the Swift River back to the inn.
As we're leaving that palace, John, I just want to flip it to double bird.
Yes, definitely that.
And bitches.
David, could you actually just, I don't know, maybe you did and I missed it, but can you throw in the Discord what was in the pack?
Yeah.
I believe,
Nice.
too, that you put it in someone made a note in the shared notes as well.
Yeah, I mean,
it's in there.
The most significant stuff is in the shared notes. I can put like all the mundane stuff.
The mundane stuff is super important.
Of course it is. So I'll put that on the shared notes right now, actually.
Yeah, put in the shared notes. Okay.
In particular, if there were any coins, that might be...
well, I think he had the 100 gold piece gem, right?
I have a 100 gold piece golden rod, the use of which we do not know.
Oh, the golden rod.
I had the keys from the base of the tower, and then I had various like adventuring gear items. So I'll write those in real quick.
Yeah, Avaricio has one gem, and the dwarf has the other.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll hand wave and say that you
rod and
I'll hand wave and say that you guys can carry that stuff back right now. But before you set out from the inn again, you're going to have to determine on your encumbrance how that is all divvied up with you guys.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in favor of maybe burying some of it somewhere.
All right.
I love burying.
So
for sure, let's go back and sell the tapestry, though, right? Like, let's just get rid of.
Oh yeah. Like we take that down to Gosterwick with some cash. We sell the tapestry, buy some supplies, but like we don't necessarily need to carry and occupy slots with chisels and bells and whistles and keys and things that could be left behind up here.
Right.
Yeah, you probably want the bullseye. Well, we can discuss. I'm putting the list down, and y'all can all look.
And I for sure have the slots available for the tapestry.
Okay, let's just fast forward this. Okay, to be aware that as you're traveling back, that not only is Avaricios unconscious, but he's also suffering from blood loss, which means that his maximum hit points are reduced, I believe, by 1.
This is fine. I've got hit points for days.
That will end in 7 days, which will be the 6th of Lagarios. The next month, that will be when that ends. So he can certainly rest, but there's no curing that, short of some awesome magic, except time. All right, so you make your way back, and after probably about an hour or so, you find yourself back at the Inn of the Broken Head. Now, the first thing that you notice when you come back to the inn is that you hear the sound of multiple horses coming from the stables, like the grooms kind of taking care and drying off and cleaning a bunch of horses inside. You can kind of peer into the open barn doors, and through the rain you see this happening. And as you walk in through the door, you see that Kronos and Estelle are busy, working more busily than they have since you first encountered them, as they rush to serve and attempt to warm what appears to be what's known as a conroy, which is like a squad of 9 knights of the Azure Shield that are all taking off their cloaks and their armor and attempting to huddle near the fire in order to warm up.
The fire inside the inn, or are they in like a courtyard area?
In the inn.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. They turn to see you, and they kind of look you up and down, but they don't seem to take particular notice. Kronos and Estelle simply, welcome you back in and say, "Oh, you made it back. That's excellent. We've got some new guests here. If I can introduce, let me look at my list here. This is the Knights of the Azure Shield, hailing from Gosterwick in the Azure Keep. This is, what's the name again? Sir Martin Hadalor, the name." And a gentleman steps up.
And
he's in the middle of taking off of his helm, and he shakes off this big bush of black hair, and he has big black mutton chops with a bare chin. And he extends a big beefy hand towards one of you guys. Yes, Sir Martin Hadalor.
Martin Hadalor?
Indeed.
Pleased to meet you.
Indeed.
I'm Squeegee. I saw you guys down at the bottom of the cliff. You had a bit of a tussle.
Yeah, the damned primitives in those caves. Don't know, they're don't know their place. Gave us a little bit of lip, had to put them down.
Showed him the old, what for, eh?
Sure did. We couldn't help but notice that the statue of Arden's looking a little bit different than it used to. The
Weirdest damn thing.
Well, we heard the damnedest thing down in Gosterwick. You must have heard it. And Estelle was basically like, they claim, sirs, that they didn't hear anything. No disturbance. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Oh, I heard it. I was in Gosterwick at the time. I only just arrived.
Nice default.
Yeah.
I moan unconsciously.
He didn't hear a thing.
4 of us set out for Gosterwick. These 4 days passed, and 2 have fallen since then.
Ah, you're the type of it, didn't you, are you? Tomb raiding. Not exactly the most noblest profession.
Well, them gems and golds aren't doing anybody any good to lying under the ground, are they?
Well, do you know anything about this dwarf? This hand raising up and down? A hand made out of solid stone that hasn't moved an inch since it was first.
Okay. I just got to ask the rest of the party because Mike doesn't remember this. Are we keeping this to ourselves or are we not keeping this to ourselves?
Keeping it to ourselves. And technically, you didn't do it. Avaricius didn't do it. Squeegee certainly didn't do it. I'm not actually even 100% positive what Vargar did.
Okay.
So,
Oh man, yeah, you wouldn't have heard anything that happened.
We're
I
not,
don't think
we're
we
not
know.
really sure.
All right.
That's funny. Yeah.
I'll just say,
I
well,
mean,
when
we could take credit for it though.
Yeah, until they
I
torture
mean,
us
it
to
might-
make them teach them, and then
It might be a good thing.
all right, well, for now, I'm going to play dumb just because we're in the middle of this, since we obviously have not come up with a plan for this, and we probably should. All right, so I just say to Sir Martin, I go, well, we made the passage up the narrow stone switchbacks up the cliff face.
And the hand was in its
When-
original position? How long ago was this?
Original position, it was about 3/4 of the way down towards the ground. Is that the original position?
Aye, that's where it's been all these thousands of years.
Yeah. We were more worried about the dragon that kept flying over our heads. That was somewhat
Yeah,
disconcerting.
Not an uncommon sight from Gosterwick. Seems to keep to itself, though. Well, it's a mystery, then. How about you over there in the corner? And he stands a glance at the newly arrived person, keeping to himself over
the
Mugavale.
person.
You see anything?
Me?
What do
You
they-
seem familiar, friend. Have we met before?
What do they see when all eyes turn toward you?
They see they see a deeply untrustworthy looking person, whatever that evokes for you. Oh no, they see sort of like a just unkempt, poorly bathed, sort of like haunched figure of a man.
A goblin.
Not a goblin,
A goblin.
just a magic user. An illusionist
Oh, well.
specifically, but yeah.
We can't all be goblins.
Yeah, and he says, "I haven't seen anything, but if anyone's seen gems, let me know."
The Conroy, the entire squad of knights just casually dismisses you as eccentric and another adventurer lumped in with these folks. Oh, what's the problem with your friend there? Looks like a man of the cloth.
He got yes, Sir Knight. He was beaten into unconsciousness by a giant plant.
Oh my! Estelle was like, "Why didn't you? I just, oh my God, bring him in, Kronos, help them out!" And she hurries over to Avaricios. My, that's a nasty bump there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gardening
we-
is not his forte.
We've not had much luck trying to penetrate the depths of Arden Vul so far, Sir Knight. We thought we would try and find a lesser used entrance. However, we've come to the conclusion that they're lesser used because there's horrible monsters waiting at the end of every hallway down there, and they thirst for mud clump blood.
We've heard monsters and worse.
Yeah.
Well, That's not what our business here is. We came to talk to anyone who was scouting or skulking around the ruins to see if they had heard anything about this hand. See who might be responsible. I think, he looks over at his men. I think we're gonna stay here a few days, see if the weather gets a little bit better. I heard, what's the name of that band that you heard was, Kronos? Kettlebelly, yeah. What's the one that was coming over here and scouting around earlier, a couple weeks ago? Aye, that was, Dalton's Darlings is what they called themselves. Apparently that was the name of the good-looking one that ran them. Dalton was his name. All right, well, maybe they did seem a suspicious sort. Well, we'll see if they're may have something to say about this.
Sir Knight, may I ask? So you say that the statue hand moves?
I didn't see. We heard a noise. We looked. We traveled over to the valley, and lo and behold, we get there, and there's a bunch of those primitive savages out there worshiping at Arden's feet. And I look up, and her hands all the way up at the top of the cliff. I couldn't believe my eyes.
Flummoxing, in fact, do you suspect that it's like a miracle, or is it like some sort of conveyance? What do you think? What do you think it is?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not a particularly religious man myself. I think there's probably a logical explanation. We'll get to the bottom of it. I have a feeling it's some nefarious adventurers. Probably flipped a switch or something.
But if you don't mind my asking, what's so nefarious about it?
Well, it's the statue of Arden. You don't just go messing with 1,000-foot tall colossus. You don't know what could happen. Could have opened some sort of sluice gate, flooded the entire town, for all we know.
A fool would do such a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. Okay.
We serve at the behest of the Lady Alexia, and so we are, of course, burdened with the welfare of her citizens. Anyways, we'll rest.
We're very glad of it, too.
I am totally going to use the hand to go back down on the way there. They blow their minds, man.
All right, so Estelle gets Avaricios to bed. She does what she can to tend to him. There is in no way, shape, or form going to be any extending of any sort of cure spells without you paying for them, in which you probably cannot afford.
Oh hell no! We can do this. I can sleep this off.
FYI,
Does
guys.
Give me, does he tuck me in around the edges?
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
pull the cover. Oh, okay.
But she does it. As you watch Estelle actually take care of Avaricios, there's definitely a feeling like it's very she's like like a nurse, right? Like someone who does this like all the time and knows exactly that. Yeah, yes. There's no particular
not new territory.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Just FYI, guys, I put all of the backpack contents on our docs. I did not include weapons because it seemed like those would have been lost to the slime.
Yeah.
But if you're curious,
actually, you had the lantern on there at one point, but you've crossed that.
Well, because I threw that. Remember, so the lanterns are gone.
So before we get to the equipment, is there anything else that you want to do right now, or can we fast forward to Avaricios resting?
Let's go.
No, I don't need to do anything. We can.
Okay.
I guess it's just a question of whether we're going to stay up here for 7 days or.
Well, we're
going to get him on his feet and go to Gosterwick.
Just hold on a second. So just one thing at a time. Avaricios. So you sleep through the night. Everyone who is down a hit point gains a hit point. Okay, including Avaricios. All right. So Avaricios wakes up. And after your unconscious sleep, you wake up feeling awful. You've got a number of bandages wrapped around you, but they're soaking through regularly. In other words, like the blood loss, right? So you're not feeling that great. However, I'm sure you had some sort of epiphany in your dreams last night, because your faith is stronger than ever. You've survived through this dark night. And a new power awakens within you, Avaricios, as you have achieved level 2. Ding, ding, ding.
Ooh, baby.
Hell yeah. So let's see it on camera. Let's do a dice roll, shall we?
Oh my god, please.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to roll.
Avaricios' hit points. So for my house, I do rules as written for hit points past first level. Whatever you roll, that's what you get.
Okay. This is, I believe I have a D6. Is that correct? I think
Sounds right.
D6 for cleric.
Do you have a con bonus?
All right. Well, not so much.
You roll a 6, you get a Snickers bar.
My con is 8, so I think it's just a straight roll. So here we go, baby. Click the old button.
8 gives you -1, right?
I kind of thought it did, but
That's a 3.
A 3. Okay.
Could be better. Could be worse.
Mediocre.
Let's see if it's actually a 2, shall we, Matt?
mediocre.
Ability scores. What do we got here? 8 is a -1. Yes. So you're gonna gain. No, you're gonna gain 2 hit points.
Okay, so I was.
That's
I
2
was
more
at,
than you had.
I was at 4. I was down to a max of 3, so now I'm up to a max of 5.
Until a week has passed.
Before blood loss, what was your maximum? 4.
It was 4.
Okay, so now
So
your maximum
blood loss took me to 3.
is technically 6. So your max now is 5. But you yourself are at 3.
I should have gained 2. Yeah, so I'll be at 3.
Got it?
Well, you could travel to Gosterwick on 3.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Work with me on this.
Okay.
Time is on my side if we chill a little bit. If we can chill just a tad. Okay. It's about time for me to tuck in a kid. But speaking of which, if we spend 1 day resting there, and instead of leaving today, if we leave tomorrow, then I can add a D3 to that.
That's a full day's rest. That's correct, yeah.
Right. And I'll have a spell ready to go. If we leave today, I can do it, but Avaricios would prep Cure Light Wounds and spend that on himself to heal up. So
I mean, honestly, man, go tuck in your kid and we'll rest another day and fast forward. Hit the save button.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll rest another day. Matt, before you go real quick, why don't you just roll that D3?
Okay, I'll roll a D6 and I guess divide it by 2.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
No, yeah.
That is a 3?
A 3, so it's going to be a 2. So you're going to gain another 2 hit points. And then are you going to, for your spell, so after the full day goes, what spell are you going to set out with?
I believe that I would prepare a light.
Light. Okay.
As my spell. Also, during that day of rest, there's one thing I'd like to do as I kind of lie in bed and recover.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't get this myself, I would ask somebody else if they could just gather just a few strands of grass from like outside. I'm going to take those strands of grass. This is something that Avaricios did as a kid. Just like weave those strands of grass into like it's almost like one of those little corn husk dolls.
Mm-hmm.
But he's shaping it into that he thinks might be helpful.
Into a what?
Okay. I think he's making material components for a spell, John.
It's not really that. It's just
or
he's gonna shape this grass, like tie it into the shape of the Ankh that we saw on
okay,
on the obelisk.
On the obelisks.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah. He thinks this symbol might be helpful.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so he's just gonna just tie the grass into like this little
Great.
Ankh made out of grass.
Also very appropriate that your god is Lycion, which is also the goddess of luck. So you are offering your ablutions in the morning for being up and ready and feeling better than you ever have, actually.
This is true.
This newfound power that you have sitting peacefully in your mind. Okay, you go ahead and tuck in your kids. We'll get
I'll be right
the
back.
rest of these guys moving. All right. Okay, so anything else you want to do at the inn, or are you going to head back to town?
No, but I will just kind of. I'm not awesome like this. My charisma sucks. But if the knights are amendable to drinking buddies that night, I'm just going to kind of either hang out with them if that looks like it's going well, or I'll withdraw to a table and just kind of pretend I'm not listening, but eavesdrop on their conversations. I just kind of want to know what their mission is when they're not thinking that people are paying attention.
Okay, you can do that easily. They do not seem to be too what's the word, cunning. They're they're what they said they were doing is basically what they're doing. they're investigating like what the deal is with the hand, who was up here, who may have messed with it.
And they're not like stuck up. They seem like they're pretty approachable. Like they seem like, I mean, they're not like, yeah, I'm an A, you know, like they're kind of like.
Not really. They kind of gave Squeegee the short shrift a little bit.
Sure.
But
he's gross.
But most people do,
right?
The goblins, unfortunately.
Well, I'd like to take advantage of that, John. And while they're all drinking and paying attention to each other and being what a bunch of swell guys we are, and no one's looking at the little goblin, I'm going to find a hiding place for Varger's backpack. Not the golden rod. I think we'll not hide that. But like, I don't really need to carry caltrops and hammers and stuff. Yep. So if I can find like an attic rafter.
Do you want to put it? I'll let you do it without any chance of encounters. Do you want to put it in your little found camp in the ruined tower?
Oh, the little tower
by the river.
Yeah, I can sneak out there while no one's looking at me. I'll sneak out there. Anybody wants to stash anything, give it to me, and I'll go hide it. But
just to point it out to you, because I know it's on the list, in case it's useful to you, because I already bought the same things for my new character. The mini bell, the chalk, the chisel, and the whistle don't have any weight, so they're free items in your inventory if you're concerned about.
Right,
space.
It's more the hammer and the caltrops.
Yeah. But like that might be something if we want to have two characters with whistles. You know, I have a soft spot for whistles.
What I would,
I
know.
what I would do too is I would make a separate list in the notes saying like at like where it is, like at the camp. We put these items there. You know what I mean? Sure. And the rest of it, I need you guys to now like actually divvy up and put on in your encumbrance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take the tapestry to town.
I'll take the golden rod.
Okay.
Okay. And
I'm gonna hold on to the keys too. Everything else, let's see. I got room in my unencumbering items. I have chalk. I have a whistle. I'll take the bell. How's that?
If you already have a whistle, then can I have the other one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's value add.
Okay.
So I'll have it.
Okay.
All right. So,
okay.
What was I going to say? Weather.
So I hid the pack. We spent the night. There was some drinking.
Yep.
Now it is now the.
It's the
30th of Lucros?
No, it's the 1st of Ligario, so it's the next month.
Wait.
And I need to roll weather, so please roll me 2d6, please.
Oh, right. Okay. Shall I do that? I'll do that. 2d6?
Yep.
11.
11. Okay, that's pretty appropriate after a rain. It's gloomy and cool. Gloomy, cool day. So very, very overcast. Unseasonably chill. But dry as you walk back out. Now, the entire place is basically like sodden mud everywhere, right? But it's much more palatable than the previous day. How do you plan to get back to town? I assume that you're going to, well, I don't know. You're going to go through town along the main boulevards, I assume, and then you're going to take the stair, or you're going to take the hand?
Oh no, we're taking the hand for fucking sure. We're gonna blow the knight's mind. We're like gonna take it. Like first of all, like no, I know. So we're gonna basically like we want to make sure we're not being followed, right? And then before we actually take the hand down, I want to like try and get really good observation down below. Make sure it's not like a party of knights sitting there waiting for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the knights basically tell you, Sir Martin tells you, fair travels, be safe out there in the city. But he asks that you report any findings you may, that you may come across at the hand. Any further details?
Gotcha.
They do not follow you, although they watch you leave.
Gorant and Avaricios, I noticed there is this smelly and undesirable individual in the bar. We should allow him to accompany us to Gosterwick, as there is safety in numbers. What do you think?
It's a great idea.
You don't think the smell is going to attract people that we don't really want to? I guess
I'm sure he'll get used to the dwarf. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Ouch!
Oh, that is a good one.
That's the smell of red meat on the bone and malt beer
More
that
the
you're.
meat on the bone.
All
I don't
right.
think you're-
So yeah. So the second night that we rest, right? The first night I'm like, trying to get in good with those nights. The second night,
Yeah.
while Avaricios is leveling up, we'll go hang out with Stinky McStinkerson in the bar.
Okay. Okay.
But
And-
now
and
we're
then
going to
afterwards
the tattoo.
you're going. Okay. Okay. So
Yes.
you head back and you make your way through the city carefully. You don't see any sightings of the dragon. Everything seems fine. Past the pyramid, past the oak tree, down the boulevard of trees, past the obelisk of the sun, and you find yourself there where the hand is still there. It is an overcast day, so you can't really see that far. You can't see Gosterwick in the distance, but the sound of the waterfall is ever present right next to the hand here. And you step onto it, and what do you do?
What was the name he whispered?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Now, Squeegee wasn't there. My memory is that he prayed to our Arden and said, "Arden, lift me up," or something like that. And
I think Avaricios know if we would really have heard him specifically, but he would maybe guess that he had heard, and he would like stand up and like raise his arms and say, "Oh great Arden, Arden, please bring us down."
Sweet.
I'm thinking once again, chips of stone flying everywhere as the hand slowly moves down. You hear
those knights are totally going to know we're live.
Yeah, you hear the cry of birds from both up at your level and down below as a burst of spray out from the trees. You also see two winged shapes in the southwestern corner of Arden Vul to your right go aloft into the skies and circle around you. And you see that both of them actually have, they're smaller than the dragon that you saw, but they have stingers for tails. As they basically just sort of from a high distance peer down at you as you're moving down, but they stay away as you slowly move down. Once
Luigi will get his bow ready just in case.
The sound of the waterfall encompasses you once again. The spray soaks you as you go back down the 1,200 foot, the 1,100 foot tall cliff down to the base. And what you step off onto at the base, where you see the spray shrouded tower, is at the base there. You see what looks to be the remains of a complete slaughter. A number of men and women who are wearing very primitive clothing, and primitive weapons are sprawled about, and they are in all sorts of disarray, basically lying. Some of them are actually in the river itself. Pretty nasty.
So we learned never to trust the cops, as always.
Yeah.
Did they just not to go back in time too much, but how much did it smell a little bit like swine when everyone was talking to these guys up in the end?
Oh dang!
Hey now, come on.
Okay, so
all right.
You're on the Imperial Road. So the Imperial Road, once again, it was an ancient Arcantian road. It's overgrown a little bit, right? But it was cobbles and paved stone, but broken. But allows you to travel relatively quickly. I have done the calculations based upon looking at the wilderness travel again that I recently realized that we should be doing. So assuming that the slowest person is moving at a 60, right? Yeah.
I think
so.
Then in the 60 range, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're slower than me. Wow, I was at 90.
Now they got 6-inch legs, man.
So it basically
you can move them real fast.
That's right. I'm also carrying a ton of stuff. Totally loaded.
So it works like this. You divide your movement rate, your exploration rate by 5. That gives you your miles per day. So it's 12 miles per day. But however, on a well-used road, well-maintained road, which I'm going to call that this is, even though it's an ancient road, that increases it by 50%. So you're actually going to be moving 18 miles per day. Coincidentally, it is 9 miles, more or less, by the road to to Gosterwick from here. So with an 8-hour travel day, that means that it's going to take you about half a day, which means that's going to be about 4 hours of travel. So that is that will change if you guys lighten your load, but just kind of keep that in mind that the journey back and forth from Gosterwick and the statue, which you may be doing frequently should you live, is a it is a 9-mile journey, and if you're moving at 60, that means it's a 4-hour journey on the road. Okay,
Right.
But we could literally get to the inn, get to Gosterwick, and get back in a single day's travel.
Yes, you could.
From the inn to Gosterwick back to the inn. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the inn. I mean, that's basically 4 hours from the base of the statues to Gosterwick.
Yeah.
Still got to go up across the town to get to the inn. You know, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But
Yeah, how long did it take us, John, to get from the inn to the statue?
that I have not calculated. But
I thought you said about an hour though.
No, that was getting back to the inn from the island.
it all depends. It all depends on how quickly you're moving to. But regardless.
We've been moving slow up there because we're careful.
Anyways,
Okay.
we're going to call it probably be about the time you actually arrive at the water gate of Gosterwick. They were going to call it that. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Now,
Make good
so
time. This is good.
a real brief overview where we're not going to role play every single aspect of Gosterwick, but it is basically the home base or the major haven of safety that you have currently. So when you approach it, this is where you came from, but for those out there who are, and for you guys who are seeing it for the first time in game, basically it is a brand new town relatively, and it is dominated by it's abuts Toti Lake, which you guys can see on Owlbear there. And it is dominated, what abuts that lake is a large ridge, and on top of that ridge is the Azure Keep, which was the very first structure. It was an old Arcontian fortress that was just by itself. Lady Alexa Basilion, who was related to the Emperor, a distant relationship, is fighting against her half-brother Iskander. And Iskander is set up in Newmarket, which is the actual capital of Burdocks Valley. Right, and that's very, very far to the not too far, but it's further down to the south. She has her half brother Iskander Basilion was put in charge of Burdocks Valley. She is contesting that claim, and she wants it. So she has basically broken away, and she has reclaimed the Azure Keep. She has a contingent of the Knights of the Azure Shield, very strangely, actually, that are beholden only to her and only answered to her, even though they are an imperial institution that are also housed in the barracks and in the fortress itself. And then she started building this town. There was just a very basic Thorkin village at one point, but it has expanded, and she has named it Vetucaster. But it still keeps the Thorkin name of Gosterwick, is what everyone basically calls it, because most of the people there are Thorkin. Others strong. Actually, that's not true. Much more Arcontians than Thorkins, but the original people were Thorkins. And
do you mind if I ask the spelling? Is Scanter is Escander?
Iskander is Iskandr.
Oh, okay. I was way off.
Yeah.
Isn't that
got
the
it.
bad guy from Midnight?
From Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Anyways,
Anyway,
How dare you?
so she restored the keep 25 years ago, and she started building the town. The town itself has about 2,200 people, so it's a sizable town. And what's interesting about it is as yet unwalled. There are no walls around it, but she has, in anticipation of walls being built, actually built 3 fully formed gates. So the water gate in which you're entering through abuts the river itself, and is the only gate that actually incorporated into the town proper. So once you pass through the water gate, you're actually in the town. However, there are 2 other gates that are actually like way outside of town, like in anticipation of the town growing and walls being built around it. So
Right.
there's sort of like these freestanding, like not triumphal arches, but gates, like military gates.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
they're freestanding in the middle of like meadows. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty cool map for you.
All these maps are cool, man.
Oops, that is not it.
I've seen that one.
Seen that
Yeah, what are you talking about here?
That's the one
Everybody
where-
dies in that
That's
one.
the one where everyone dies. Yeah.
Oh, that's what every X is one guy.
This is the town of Gosterwick.
Ooh.
So from a bird's eye view here, you can see now
Ooh.
this artist was not able to fit the entire the full boundaries of it, but this is everything populated. But you can see down here, this is like the stone gate, which is basically freestanding, right?
Okay.
And then
Okay.
down, way down here is the Imperial Gate, but it's off the map.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you guys came in for the Water Gate, which is behind the ridge here. Okay. All right. So all of this is Toti Lake.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And so north is like in this direction.
Cool.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. So there's this huge ridge, and so the Azure Keep was the original fortress. This is the first dwelling that was ever here, right? And then this was built afterwards. The residence where the Lady Alexia lives, right? And then there is this upper market up here, which is also on top of the ridge, which is like where the very, very fine, rare luxury items are as well. Everything at the base of the ridge here is like the poorest area. Okay. And then there's another hill on the far side, which is where all of the temples are. Okay. So there are 4 of major gods. The most popular gods are Mitra, Heskiasban, Dema, and Lucrion. But then here at the House of the Gods,
matter of opinion.
Yeah, the House of the Gods, which is the largest temple, actually has shrines within for all of the other gods, which would include Lysion as well.
Thank you.
So that's just the basic overview of what's in here. We're not going to go through every single dwelling. It just depends on where you guys want to go. So
Ooh, I see one called the Private House. That sounds like a house of ill repute.
Now, once again, I'm talking to you this way as players who have not been there, but your characters have all been there, right? So when you guys walk in, you're very familiar with the place already.
Sure.
And but just for the viewers, listeners, and for you guys, I'm just kind of giving you guys a layout. So when you walk in, you feel at home because this place was actually deliberately built by Lady Alexia, who's known as the Green Lady, in order to accommodate adventurers and everything that supports adventurers, right?
Right.
From an imperial point of view, right? She wants to basically stand up her half brother, who has all of the wealth of Burdock's Valley, located in Newmarket, right? It's where all of the farms and all the fiefdoms all bring their goods. They bring them down to Newmarket, and that's like the real thriving town. And she's like, screw you, I'm going to do my own thing because I know this keep way up there that's right at the base of this crazy lost city of the Arcantians, and adventurers are going there all the time. So I can make a mint off this place and prove my worth. So everything here has this semblance of imperial control. She's got all of the bureaucracy set up, but none of it is technically legit. It's only legit because she said it was, and she has the Basilion name, which is the ruling class, which is the ruling noble family, right? But if the people from Narcilion, which is the seat of the Arcanate, actually came and investigated exactly what was going on here, they would probably find a lot of stuff that's not really above the level. You know what I mean? But wealth.
Why has her half brother not come in and just like kicked her ass and kicked her out yet?
There is the thought that there's 2 things. First of all, she's got the Knights of the Azure Shield, which you don't mess around with, for one thing. 2, the thought is that her claim may actually have some weight, and that acting rashly against her may actually cause disfavor. And 3, it is known that the Lady Alexia actually has a deep strain of Thorkin blood in her bloodline, and therefore she is able to actually win the hearts of the Thorkin people, which Lord Iskander does not have, right?
Gotcha.
And so she's kind of more friendly with like the native population. And wealth is flowing into this town now, like flowing in from all directions, because it's not just from Arden Vul, obviously, but it's all of like the merchant factors and all that sort of, and all those people are kind of coming in and setting up shop. So, and there's a strong presence of the what's known as the Benevolent Brotherhood, which is the Thieves Guild as well.
What do you guys think it would be worth to them if we could somehow broker the information that the hand is actually an elevator? And it would make travel to and from Arden Vul that much easier. How much do you think that would be worth to them?
I think it'd be worth a lot. The question is getting paid before you tell them the secret, because once they know it, it's worth nothing.
Right.
The other thing
here's the thing is go ahead. Sorry, Matt.
I was going to say, like, is it, a profanity? Like, did we pervert this statue and desecrate it by doing this?
I don't know, man.
I find a cool thing, right?
I think money walks, bullshit talks. I think they would be very interested. I think they would be very interested in having a way that they could charge 10 silver for everyone that goes up and down the lift kind of thing. It would definitely give them a way to get, encompass some more of that money that's coming out of Arden Vul, or just to move troops up and down, or you know what I'm saying? Because here's what I think, John, if we've been in the town, so if we're okay with this, a plan, guys, John, who in town would we approach? Is there someone that works for the Green Lady that is kind of in charge of like adventure affairs?
No one in charge of adventure affairs, but the Green Lady actually defers most of the running of the town to a what's it called here? Hold on.
It's seneschal.
Yeah, it's like a seneschal, but the term for it in the Empire is known as a thesmothete. And the thesmothete is actually basically in charge of all daily operations of the town, and her name is Eusebia Phocas. Eusebia has her own office, which is actually right off of the Central Market, and you can see it right here, the house of the thesmothete. Quite a large dwelling. Thesmothete.
That's a thesmothete, he says.
Yes.
So, Mike,
What kind of reputation does she have, John? Is she like? Sorry, Ted.
She's very much like a down the line bureaucrat. Like is all focused upon the job. Like there's no charming her. She like incorrupt. She has a reputation for being incorruptible. You're not sure if she actually is.
I love that.
Yeah. But she's not in charge of adventure. Yeah. She basically runs the town. Like you're not going to go to a Lady Alexia unless you've got like some sort of existential threat or something like that. Yeah. Lady Alexia is also the person that would actually hear like capital crime cases and stuff like that, like really big crimes. But other than that, Lady Alexia tends to stay away from things.
I don't dislike your idea, Mike, but I think we should sit on it. Right now, it is the one thing that sets us apart. It's our one advantage. And
can I counteract that for just 1 second? Yeah. They're actually investigating it. The reason it wasn't discovered before is because no one actually looked into it before. But it's really not going to take that much for some idiot to stand on the hand and be like, hey, Arden, take me up, before someone else does it. They know it does it now, right? And we've already lied to the knights that have already been sent to investigate it. So kind of like our next play should be go to the town, say, we brought you this information. Yes, we lied to some knights up at the top, but we didn't know if we could trust them. We want to take it directly to you. How much do you think this information
accuse us of being nefarious?
Exactly. They didn't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think now that the cat is out of the bag, it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody else gets on it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to cast aspersions on the good people of the Azure Shield, but it doesn't seem like they're the most generous type.
They did butcher everyone and leave their body.
They butchered a bunch of people and then came up and were immediately like Inquisition minded about whoever moved the hand.
Exactly.
So don't trust them.
Well, also I get that, but here's the thing. So not only does it help us with whatever monetary, benefits of giving them this secret, but we might also get some street cred out of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We have been abject failures as far as adventurers go up to this point. Abject failures.
Well, no, the living ones of us are pretty successful.
Right.
Okay, we got to lock it down.
So this might be the only thing that could give us a reputation. Right.
Also, I mean, I don't think there's any need to mention that we talk to the knights up there. You know what? We have this information, and this is just the appropriate person to bring it to. You don't bring this information to a soldier
for a fee.
You bring this information to
for a fee,
100 gold,
or even for a consideration. What if we got a discount with the merchants? What if we got some sort of like discount with the merchants? That actually would be better than just getting a sack of gems. A sack of gems, don't get me wrong, I'd be super happy about that. But
I think the discount makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't plan on buying that much.
Yeah, why don't we go talk to her first then?
I'd rather have the cash.
Okay, so you make your way to the house. You make your way to the house of the Thesmothete. It's a large structure. It's about 30 feet square. It's about 3 stories high. And basically this is the civic heart of Gosterwick. This is where all governance basically takes place. The first 2 stories are stone and the third one is wood. You casually had in your mind, well, just go talk to Eusebia Focus. She's the Thesmothete, and of course she'll just see anyone.
Hey, we are
Wrong.
pretty important. I mean, look at
Wrong.
us.
You guys have seen the movie Brazil. It's very much like that. You walk in and you are met by a number of what are called chartularii.
Charcuteries.
A chartularius, which is a low-ranking bureaucrat, comes up and decides to hear what your request is. You don't have to role play it. Just tell me how exactly are you pitching this idea.
Anyone else want to go? All right, I'll go.
Go ahead, Mike.
We have discovered a conveyance that will make the movement of troops and goods to the base camp in Arden Vul efficient and safe. And we have that information, and we are willing to part with it for a consideration from the Femiset.
That's
Femizoset.
The Fez. We're just gonna call it the Fez.
Sorry, man. I'm from Western New York. We can't say fancy words. Come on.
Okay, so he just raises it. He's got his tablet out, and he just raises one eyebrow at you as you kind of declare this, and he gets your names if you're okay with giving your names.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will take this to the Thesmothete, and she will call on you should she decide that this is something worth looking into. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Don't be dilly-dallying about it because we got things to do.
It already is.
How is she going to know where we are?
The door is slammed on you already.
But wait, yep.
Boy, all right. Enough of that. Tapestry. I have a question about the tapestry. I noticed from the notes that you guys found it in the same room as the teleport circle.
Yes.
What's on the tapestry? Did you actually look at it?
Yes.
Nothing
Ted, did you watch the episode? It was
Course, man.
Well, worst fan of the show, Ted here. Oh,
it is not a depiction of anything. It is an abstract kind of like a piece of art, right? Like symbols,
it's like Muslim, early Muslim
Moorish art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Symbols that might explain how to use
not like glyphs. No, not like glyphs. We've already gone down this road.
Are you guys doing? Are you actually going to be doing all this business first, or you do actually want to get room somewhere?
No, I think we need the money from the tapestry.
Yeah, we need the money.
Okay, so the tapestry.
Okay.
You basically have two potential places to get it. Okay, the one that is closed off to you, which you would know that is closed off to you, but you may want to keep in mind for the future is the rarities factor, and that is right here.
Over by the grain hole.
Okay, now the rarities factor is actually the newest of the factors and is only known here in Gosterwick. It was actually started by a goblin, and his name is Wick Trimmer. And he started this rarities factor. He's become quite wealthy because he specializes in antiquities. All right, now he does what all the other factors do, which basically act as banks. Right, they also are able to call and form a caravan at a moment's notice, where you can actually bring your goods or yourselves along on a safe caravan to distant lands or whatever like that. But they will hold your money as well for a fee. They will also extend loans as well. But Wick Trimmer in the rarities factor also deals in antiquities rather than just valuables and wealth. Right. However, the rarities factor does demand a minimum. All the factors actually demand a minimum deposit. Like basically, if you're low life scum, they don't want everything to do with you. It's not worth their time.
That is us.
And that is you. So their services require a deposit of valuables worth at least 150 gold. That is beyond your reach right now. Is that correct?
No, we've got the gold
it's
around.
not with the gems and the tapestry, but we need to sell those. Not give them to a goblin to sit on and be like, hee hee. So
right.
We need to sell those or we're broke.
So your option now, basically, is a place up on. Actually, it's not up there. Where is that? It's the pawn shop. Hell yeah. Where is it here? Creons. Where are you, Creons?
Creons Curios, right north of the house of the Thesmothete.
Yes, that's it. Yep.
Well,
Creons,
perfect. We're right there anyway.
Creons Curios. So, where is he here? So Creon, it's a big old, large, dusty shop. It's on the border of the Market and Underkeep districts, and it's crammed with all manner of like strange goods. Like basically, if you think of like the old man shop in the beginning of Gremlins, right? It's like that. And Creon himself is very eccentric, and he's sort of a collector himself. He's very, very proud of his inventory, though, and he is happy he's always looking for basically what he could just call unusual items. Anything old is the way he puts it, is what he's looking for. When you bust out the tapestry, he is very happy to see that and instantly pegs it as something that you took from Arden Vul. He is happy to take that for 80% of its value. 80 gold pieces. Take it or leave it.
Who has charisma?
I am a very charismatic goblin. And I would like to
charismatic as well, so
I would like to try and talk him up to 87%.
Okay. You can certainly roll. I will warn you right on top of the top that it is will require an unbelievably good roll.
On what sort of die would you like me to roll that?
2d6.
Two-sided.
Ed, what's your charisma? Just out of curiosity. Sorry, not to steal your thunder.
Go ahead.
What's your charisma?
Oh, mine. I thought you were asking him. Mine is a 14.
Oh. Well, I'm 13. What am I doing all the talking for?
16. Okay, so if it's a really high roll.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. You're all a bunch of amateurs. I have an 8.
All right.
And I'm going to go.
No way, man.
All right, what am I doing, John? So, go ahead. No, just let Ted do it for the story. Go. It's fine.
New friend,
right.
Ernest.
2d6, right, John?
Yep.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so he knows your type.
That's not a very good roll.
He says, I've heard it all. I've seen every sort of adventurer. One's much more wealthy and more capable than you. I'll give you 80 gold for it. Consider yourself lucky.
Ah!
Carried this all the way down. Are you sure you can't do a little bit more?
80 gold.
All right, fine.
Okay. All right, so you get 80 pieces of gold.
Or 20 each.
Wait, why are we giving the new guy something?
I mean, he did help carry it down after all.
No, I carried it down.
I took the one gold, 9 silver from Vargas Corpse as my hiring fee.
All right, what else do you want to do?
All right. Well, I'm taking my 20 gold.
Yeah.
And
do you want to hire a retainer? Do you want to buy goods?
We need to find
go through it. We want to get into a dungeon, right? We don't want to spend time here.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Ted. We're going to stay the night. We're going to go back. Come on.
Fine. Let's spend the night.
I have a list of things that I need.
Okay. What are you buying?
Yep.
It's pretty simple. I need a replacement shield, as it saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to purchase a helmet.
Yep. And?
Then I would also like to get a ball of twine.
A ball of twine. Okay. Sure.
I would like a helmet.
Yep.
Helmet is that thing where it's like if you get critted, it'll mitigate the crit, right?
Yeah, you can uncrit a crit.
Yep.
I need a helmet too then.
Okay. So
yes.
You guys can you can get the armor and the shields over at Torn the Smith.
Okay.
For the listed prices.
What is like one up from studded leather? Is it like chainmail? Does anyone know?
It's
shut up! I don't have the book.
Yeah, it's chainmail.
I'm waiting for the book to come. Damn it!
It's chainmail.
Well, yeah. I don't need anything shopping wise other than just I needed money to live on.
All right, so a shield is 10, a helmet is 5, chainmail is 40.
Okay, well, buy chainmail.
You can have my studded leather. I'll buy chainmail. How's that? You think it'll fit? Yeah.
All right. Helmet is 5. Got it. So I have 15 gold left.
Okay, anything else?
Do we want?
How about another lantern and some lantern oil?
Sure.
I buy a bullseye lantern and I buy 2 3 flasks of oil.
All right. And David, you were talking about getting a retainer, right?
I was, but I didn't get a consensus, so I was going to wait on it.
What kind of retainer was it that you wanted? I didn't.
I think it's beneficial for us either to hire a thief or a meat shield. So either some muscle, because none of us are particularly strong, or someone to help us circumvent fights like a thief. So the thief. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or we can wait and just do that next time. I'm not pressured to do it now. I just think
I can do it right now.
those are the options.
How much is a thief and how much is a muscle guy?
They're gonna. By the way, they're gonna split our XP and they're gonna split our treasure. FYI.
I know,
Yeah.
but
No, I'm just letting you know. Yeah.
dead guys
I'm not
don't
really
get
into
XP.
it. That's
All right.
true.
This is the way that I can.
If you're-
This is the way I'm going to do it. Is that you're not going to need to follow the rules of like posting a sign or buying people drinks and stuff like that, and then rolling to see like what type of person. Like if you want to specifically get a thief, you can definitely get a thief. It's that kind of town. It's not a big deal. Of course, the person would be level 1. We would still have to roll for depending on what kind of what you're offering them and your charisma. We would still roll to see if they accepted your offer and went with you. That's the one thing I would do.
Right.
So they may not actually accept, but so they don't. There's no cost, right? It's all dependent upon what you want to give. If you want
Right.
a general feel for it, generally what it is the standard daily rate is 1 gold. And if they are a full-on retainer, like an actual adventurer that's with you, they're going to also take a half share of the loot. They're going to ask for a half share of the loot. Now that's the baseline standard. You can be more stingy and they still may accept, or you can be more generous and they're more likely to accept, right? And of course, it's all affected by. I mean, remember that the retainer is someone's retainer, not the party's retainer. So it's based upon whoever does its charisma, and then that person has to run.
Right.
it.
Think about this,
for now.
guys.
We
So-
should go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, David. You want to skip it for now? Then let's skip it.
I think
for
we
now.
should skip it till next time we're back in town. I think we should get some
I
bonus
like
XP under our belts because we're all level 1, and then we'll go from there.
Yes. Yeah. I don't feel right about spending money on a retainer yet.
It doesn't. Yeah. All right. So let's do that.
Unless it's somebody
Okay.
very tall who will carry me around.
Wow, all this talk about getting someone to. All right, okay, you're in town. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
In and then return to town.
Okay, so your most
I'm
likely place that you're going to probably want to stay is somewhere that is cheap. That place, there are a number of different inns, but the place that you're probably going to want to be at is the Yellow Cloak Inn.
Okay.
It's one of the oldest structures in Gosterwick. Has a very favorable site that is actually abutting the central market. It's kind of cool. The main structure of it, which is this part right here, okay, is actually painted in the imperial yellow. So the color of the empire is yellow, and is 5 stories tall. It's like a huge place. That faces Stone Street. That has the ground floor. Has reception, a lounge. There's an upper class common room where you guys are not allowed to go. And the upper floors of that, like floors 4 and 5, have like individual rooms for rent. Now the subsidiary structure, which is a little bit newer, is a smaller one which abuts Market Street. Okay, and that it's only 3 stories high. It has the kitchen and the main common room, and the upper 2 floors actually contain several dormitory style bunk rooms. Right, and that's probably more your speed. But I'll give you the option just in case you guys are feeling fancy. A night in a single room, so on the top floors of the main dwelling, is 1 gold per head, but there is only a maximum of 3 people that can be in 1 room. Okay, but a bunk bed in one of the dormitories is 1 silver per night per person.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, so if everyone's
All right.
staying, that's going to be 1 silver from each of you.
Okay.
And if you want to eat, do you want to eat your rations, or would you rather pay for a meal?
I need to eat their meals because I only have like 2 days of rations.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
fresh
would
meals
eat
are
here.
better.
A hot meal, I'm still kind of bleeding a little bit, so put some fuel in.
All right. So if you want to split the difference and you want to get something in the middle for a merchant's meal, it's 2 SP per person.
Yeah, so 3 SP total for the bed and the meal,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All
Okay.
right.
If you guys end up really rolling in the dough and you guys actually have horses, Just in the future, just be aware that they will cost 5 silver per night to stable behind the inn. Okay. The innkeeper her name is Margot the Red.
Why is she called the Red, John?
Red hair.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's very welcoming. Like I said, it's sort of like a very like classed inn, right? There's like for the nice people and then for the shitty people, and you guys are in the shitty part. But Margot is very, she's a woman of business, and she does not see class. I mean, she's happy to, she's equally polite to either kind of people who come in. Luckily the dormitories are, they don't smell that great, and there's a lot of noise from other sleeping, travelers and wanderers and adventurers. But other than that, it is relatively clean. You do not wake up with lice or anything like that. And you wake up on the second. Avaricios is still not feeling great, but he's getting there on the mend. And let's roll a quick weather check, please.
Who's rolling?
That'll be not me. I just rolled the last one. I made it gloomy.
Okay. 2d6, right?
Yep.
A boom. A boom. Oh, that's a 12.
Uh-oh.
12. A chill mist descends.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm gonna go buy a fur coat.
it's a clammy day.
Oh, is this a cold mist or like a chill mist?
Not in a cool way. We'll say it's so foggy when you wake up and you're shivering as you come down out of your bunk and outside, and then we'll say that the keep itself up on the ridge is hidden in the mist, and you just see the looming silhouettes of all the dwellings around you.
This is great. If it's still foggy when we get to the hand, maybe no one will see us go up.
That's what I am thinking. I like the way you think, my friend. Yes.
Well, but let's check in with the Thesmothete first before we leave town.
I agreed. First thing in the morning, we go check on our petition.
Okay. A brand new Charlatarius greets you, and when you bring up your request, he takes him like an abnormal amount of time to go find like the records of the meeting, and he's like, yes, the Thesmothete has and he looks a little bit surprised, taken this into her office and is going over it as we speak. We'll be going over it soon, I should say. Perhaps on your next visit, we will be. She might take it upon herself to schedule a meeting with you. Good day, Slam.
I love this.
That's progress, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm happy about that. That's great.
The Brazil call out was a good one. Nice.
Okay. So you head out into this fog, and what you first thought it was unseasonable, but would probably lift with the sun's early morning sun's rays, does not. It stays, clouding your vision, making footing treacherous as you work your way back up the Imperial Road towards the great statues of Arden and Vul. And it was only the sound of the waters that notify you of your impending arrival at the cliffs. Because it is dense fog here. Now, to be clear, once again, let me just get the map up here. Oh, wrong one. Burdock's Valley, where are you? There you are. The hand is basically as it looks right here, right? So it doesn't actually go all the way down, right?
Okay.
Oh.
So it goes middle way up.
Yeah, so we did kind of gloss over the fact that you would have had to actually traverse across the cliff in the way that Vargar did, which is kind of a big oversight on my part. So it's not that easy, right?
For what it's worth, there are ropes and stakes still there unless they've been removed.
That's really weird, though. Why would they build it like that? I assume
maybe there were stairs before or something, Ted.
Yeah, I just figured we found it like in the halfway position, right? And that by riding it, we went all the way down.
Yeah, I thought the same.
No.
Okay. It's still worth their while, dude, because they can literally just build a platform to it, And it's still good.
What'd you say, Matt?
Oh, I was just saying, we're gonna have to basically crawl down the forearm back towards the elbow, and then crawl up a little bit to the.
I think suffice to say you won't be taking pack animals. Yeah, I don't think this is actually a bring your armies and your merchant carts sort of situation. This is a 4 guys with a quick escape situation.
Maybe.
All right.
Anyway, so go. Ride it up, baby.
John, were all the dead guys still at the base when we got there? Anything different
Yes,
about
they're
what's
still
going
there.
on?
Yeah.
We just push those in the river.
Actually, can we look? There's no. I don't want to get too distracted. There's no like gear on them, right? They're just like
Primitive
primitive.
weapons only.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I figured. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
As we're walking along, John, I'm just going to point out the tower where we saw the ghosty in the basement to Squeegee and to Alwer.
And Weir.
And just kind of tell them the story of our adventures thus far so that we don't have to be like, I don't know that later on.
Sure.
Cool?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right.
Okay, so are you taking the switchback all the way up?
No. Let's take the
Okay, you have no.
Hand.
Okay, so how are you getting across to the hand?
The ropes that are
The
still
ropes.
there from when Vargar was climbing, he left all that behind.
Okay.
As he's mentioned a bunch of times because he's mad about losing all his rope.
Okay.
Listen, he's a man of rope. All right. If there was a rope bearer class, I would run it.
That's what we should have hired as a rope bearer.
Okay, so you make your way up. It's a very kind of unnerving ride back up again because of the mist. Like you can't see anything. It's just sort of like you're on this platform in the middle of space, basically, as you're moving back up. You exit once again near the falls itself.
Yep.
And you march back into the ruined city of Arden Vul. Back to your favorite map, the map that kills people.
yeah.
Oh,
Death.
Should I draw a skull everywhere someone's died?
that's not bad.
Okay.
We're gonna run out of
more
space on the map.
Importantly, are we just going to go straight to the pyramid now?
I think we go straight to the
Yeah.
pyramid. I've been wanting to check that out for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Okay, so
All right.
you retrace your steps exactly the same way you did when you first explored here, going over to the obelisk and then heading north down the boulevard through the line of oak trees.
Yep.
Around the great oak, which assuming you don't do anything anti-tree, stays still.
No.
I say hello to the tree. I wave. Hello.
Say a whispered prayer to the ominous silhouette that's poking through the mist of the Tower of Scrutiny, where you know that the well, actually, I forgot you laid Ozric to rest, so that's actually all good. And suddenly, basically, like you almost walk right into it because of the mist. Is the pyramid that looms up before you, right? Gigantic. You can't even see up to the top, where before you know that somewhere up there is some gigantic, massive statue of ibis-headed Thoth up at the top. But what faces you here on the southern end is these worn steps, the marble steps that rise up to the top. Remember that the step pyramid itself is made out of granite, but the steps that go up the middle are made out of marble, and they have those alternating painted images on them. Carved images on them. I believe you put that in your notes, but maybe for the viewers, just real quick. There are 4 images. They alternate. The first is the Thoth pointing both arms at a robed human descending a staircase. Then Thoth pointing his left arm at a bowing human who is presenting the god with a plate of scrolls and coins. Then Thoth spewing forth a long scroll inscribed with abstract writing into the hands of grateful humans. And then fourth, not Thoth, a baboon, who is often one of the representations of Thoth or associated with Thoth, as well as an ibis. A baboon squatting with an open book on its thighs, holding a pen in its paw, and gazing at a group of humans. A feather appears between the baboon and the people. And that alternates. And that exact sequence all the way
looks
up.
just like my Uncle Murray.
Our session 4 notes have that written down.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. Let's do this.
Before we do that, can we do a quick bathroom break?
Bathroom break.
Seems like the right
Okay.
time.
Up to
Yeah,
the
bathroom break.
Boom.
We will
I love it.
For the listeners at home, now's a good time.
That's right.
Hit pause.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Everyone has peed. Everyone has a drink. We're all good.
All right.
Okay.
Mm.
The pyramid looms up before you. The top of it hidden in the mist. You've taken a look at the alternating images on the marble stairs. They lie before you. Do you go up the south face?
Well, John, I have a question. We've seen now we've gone around a couple of times on a couple of different days. Do all of the staircases seem the same? Like,
They-
do they all show like similar amounts of wear and?
They sure do. Yep.
But Thoth only faces one direction, right?
Yes, that's correct.
It's not like a four-headed statue. Which way does he face?
He is facing. I can't find it right now. Let's just say it doesn't matter.
Okay.
The question
I'm
is,
gonna-
which of the stairs turns into a ramp, and then the Hanna-Barbera like, what happens before we slide
let's
down?
not go
Yeah.
up that one.
And,
Yeah,
into,
no,
the,
I'll take the
into
last
this
one.
spike trap. I unlimber my shield. I get out my hand axe and I march up the stairs.
Likewise. Just as like a general note, John, this doesn't have to be like a close inspection, but now that I'm playing a character that speaks Mithric, like poor obsolescent Osric, I'm just keeping an eye out for Mithric and like the temple facade and various other things that we wouldn't have seen before. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay. So you wake your up the steps. There are 120 of them, worn in the center from traffic. Actually, Evarisios, you do. I should note actually, since you have done the perimeter of this pyramid a couple of times, that the steps on the eastern side are more worn than the others.
Aha.
Okay.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, I think we should go up the way most people go up.
Since we've heard this is a popular entrance.
Okay. So up you go. And soon enough, the ground basically drops away into the mist, right? It basically goes like 45 feet up above the floor of the city itself. So that gives you an idea of how thick the mists actually are. And you find yourself underneath and passing between some columns underneath a 30-foot square platform that is sheathed in white marble. All right. There is a dark gray granite canopy that rises 30 feet above the platform itself, which accommodates underneath this gigantic statue of Thoth. There are, at the four corners of this platform, are purple porphyry columns. You guys know what porphyry is? It's like a purplish stone,
The
right?
type of stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That support the canopy. And crouching at the foot of each one of these columns, facing inward towards the statue, is a heavily pitted 4-foot tall statue of a crouching baboon, once again associated with Thoth, with its mouth slightly open as if barking. Okay, and there are four of
When you
these
say
things.
pitted, what do you mean? Like pitted iron or pitted stone?
Stone.
Like it's degraded stone somehow?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the statue is not.
Let's see.
Sorry,
not-
the column. The column is fine, but the statue in front of it is pitted.
Yeah, the column's not perfect. It's worn, but the baboons are pitted. Yeah.
Does it seem like they have
Because
been
It
weathered or
it doesn't matter. It's a description thing. All right. The statue itself is 20 feet tall, and it is a marvel of the sculptor's trade. It is made out of a solid block of porphyry, except for the ibis head on top, which is made out of white marble. So it's the juxtaposition of the two types of stone, one dark purple porphyry and the white marble, is really striking. There are two. The first thing that your eyes are drawn to when you look up at the statue, there are two grapefruit-sized lumps of shaped jade that serve as its eyes.
Wow, if Barger were here.
Its arms rest flat at its side.
All right. Now we were told something about moving the arms.
Now,
I also
so
remember just
there's more.
if anybody gets the idea. I remember we heard a story about removing the eyes, bringing things to life that come and kill you.
Yeah.
So directly in front of the statue, which you're basically either surrounding or stepping on, there is a 10-foot by 5-foot lid that is obviously distinct from the rest of the marble platform that you're standing on.
10 foot by 5 foot. What? You cut out for a second.
A lid, like a
Is it like a
trapdoor hatch? kind
yes,
of thing?
exactly, yeah.
In front of the statue, like right in front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are there like movement marks? Does it seem like this thing pivots, or is there any indication of like how it might open or move or whatever?
It seems to be made of the same sort of marble, so it's kind of hard to tell. But it's very distinct from the rest of it. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously something that is meant to be moved or manipulated in some sort of way.
But like on the ground next to it, right? Like there aren't like grooves in the ground or anything like that.
No.
Just to confirm Avaricius's instincts, and we're as if from some other dimension. Ooh, says yes. Removing the gems as eyes, and the statues eliminate or animate and kick your ass, as the notes do say.
All right.
I tell you, I pay attention to things that will come alive and kill me.
No one's gonna go.
Don't touch the gems.
No one's gonna challenge that old trope. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wiggle those arms there, Squeegee. I take a step back.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
So it says that taking both arms at a human descending the staircase is what the first painting depicted. It was headed north, Thoth, pointing both arms at a human descending the staircase.
Are the arms like? Is there like a crease? Does it look like they could move?
Maybe you're not really sure. It's very, very fine sculpture, so it's difficult to tell.
It's what the innkeeper said. So
Let's try it.
Luigi will go up there and he'll consider it for a moment, and if he can reach, he'll push the hand of one of the arms forward, like so that the arm is like that.
Okay. Nothing happens. It does move though. So it takes a little bit of effort, but it looks like it's actually, it doesn't like pieces of stone and dust like fly everywhere. It takes some strength, but it just goes.
I got it.
And you can hear
no problem.
You can hear it ratchet into place at that level.
He'll go around to the other side.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm gonna do it again.
Image had 2 arms, so I think this is
2 arms. I do it again.
Okay, so both of them are like out.
Yeah, like that.
like in the picture that we saw on the stairs.
Yeah, like that.
Okay, so give me 1 second.
And my new character will be named.
I was gonna say, 4 stone baboons rip your arms off your torso.
Yep.
Let me just look at the map here.
I'm gonna steal the name from that Goblins cartoon. My next character will be called Dies Horribly.
Wait! I have a question. Did he move the left arm first or the right arm first? Which one did you do?
It doesn't matter.
I did the left arm first.
Okay.
Because the left arm pointing at a human, presenting it with scrolls and coins.
Okay, so when you put the second arm up and it ratchets into place next to the other one, the piece of marble on the ground sinks a little bit down below and shifts towards the west, and it reveals a staircase that leads down and to the north.
All right, boys.
I push the dwarf in.
Yeah.
I'm sturdy and low to the ground. You're not pushing me.
All right.
Hey.
So it seems like we have a clear pathway down into the dungeon. You know what? Maybe we should go back to the inn.
Yeah, why don't we get some more rest?
You know what?
Forget
I'm
about
just
it.
trying to crawl along the surface for another.
Do you want to become farmers by chance?
So the stairs down are made out of rough granite blocks, and it's obviously that they have seen very, very heavy use.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. I got the old infravision. Why don't I go take a quick peek?
I got the infravision too. You want me to come with you?
Yeah, all right, sure.
I also have a torch of vision. Which I will...
No, I don't do it. You'll screw up my
You go like 15 feet behind us, maybe more, maybe 30 feet behind us.
Go ahead. I will bravely follow behind you with my my torch.
Whatever distance means that we can steal the loot, and you can still help defend us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your money is in the wrong place, my friend.
Oh dear.
All right, let's go,
One last time
boys.
Before we descend, what kind of gems were in the eyes of this statue?
Jade.
Jades.
Okay.
Okay.
Untouchable Thoth eyeball jade.
Go, come on.
Okay. So you
TikTok.
So
All right, now hold on, Mike. This is how people get killed. We're in the dungeon. We're going down. Okay. Deep breath.
sorry. So is Gordon Squeegee going down without light? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yes.
Just you two?
Infravision, baby. No, they're coming be about like 20 feet behind us with their
They
torches.
seem to want us to stay back, but I spark up a torch and start walking behind them about 50
Just
feet.
Avaricious?
I'm walking behind Avaricious using his torchlight, but I'm walking on the edge of the torchlight, if that makes sense.
Okay, we're starting at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Can you light the torch? Mark off the torch.
Mark.
Okay.
One turn already, so
You head down, and they go down steeply, and they end up at a stairwell that turns around, and you can see that that the ceiling of the stairwell here was originally plastered and decorated, very similar to how many of our Kantian construction is made, but there's only tiny shreds of plaster that remain. You can also see, like, when you go down, that underneath, just like basically when you go down, you can see that the part of the what am I saying? The part of the platform that moved to the side to allow you to go to enter the stairways. When you go down further and you look back up, you can see that there is an iron handle underneath it.
Do we want to go ahead and close it?
Oh, yeah, close it up.
I'll close it since I'm in the back of the turn order.
All right, darkness descends as what little sunlight there was is completely shut off, and you only have the flickering of Avaricious's torch. Squeegee and Goran, you see no heat sources down below.
John, can you put up a map for us to start mapping?
Yeah, you won't need it for here, but I'll let you know when there is.
Oh,
that last time he said that we all died.
yeah,
that's why we didn't need the map.
Not from a lack of.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right. So we're in the corridor.
Yep.
Door is closed behind us. We're in the dark.
Okay. So when you get to the landing, hold on a second. I got disoriented here. Give me a second. Yeah.
No problem. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just a landing that allows it to change direction. Okay. So, yeah, you get down to a landing after about 10 feet, switches direction and switches back and continues to go down further. But you see that all the ornamentation has been stripped from the walls. However, on the walls themselves is an absolute crap ton of graffiti, like all over the walls. As you hand your torches over, looking at it. Do any of you guys want to read any of the graffiti?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, Ted and I can't.
Oh, I guess it doesn't show up on Infravision, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are you guys actually separated from the group?
Only
about
like
20 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Whatever. You know what, Ted? You already said no heat sources. Let's just all go together. So let's split the party. Okay.
Come back.
We arrive with the torches. What language is this graffiti written on? Various?
Various. Just go ahead and roll me. How many pieces of graffiti would you like to read?
I would like to read as many as possible with what languages I comprehend, because I think some might be warnings. Is my instinct about this? I don't think they're just graffiti for the sake. If that's not burdensome. So I know Arcantian, Thorson, Mithric, Elf, and Halfling. If any of those qualify for graffiti, I would like to look at them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say, how many turns do you want to spend reading graffiti?
I would spend
1. 10 minutes is plenty.
I'm gonna spend one turn. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend one turn, and if the graffiti is like Joe is here, I'm gonna move on. If I spend one turn and the graffiti is like on floor 7, there is a wrought iron, but I'm going to spend several more turns. Does that make sense?
Like if it's all like
information I can.
Yeah, if it was all like Kilroy was here, then we skip it.
Yeah. So I'll spend a turn discerning whether this is innocuous or if it's informational.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I would like to look for
that is a 9.
Anything specifically mentioning Thoth or Set.
Okay. All right. So, okay. On where the first one you notice is you see one that says, "I told Robin not to touch the eyes. Now his picks are mine." It's in our content.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna be very upfront about this because it's just annoying me. It's a random table. You can't pick out stuff. Okay. So
Gotcha.
there are 20 possible things. I don't feel like spending all this time doing all 20 of them. So let's just say you're going to read 5 of them, and we'll roll randomly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
There's
What
one.
do you want me to roll?
Roll another one.
All right. The next 20 is a 16.
16. The chasm extends deeper than we thought. I've gone to get more rope. Wait here. It's in Thorkin.
That's
Rope.
useful.
Interesting. I don't know. Rope? Who would need rope ever?
Rope is garbage. Forget the rope one.
And we were super
All right.
anti-rope.
All right. Yeah. And Weir hates rope. I think that's probably a good character note I should just lean into. All right. All right.
Roll again.
I'll roll again. Sorry. Yeah, that's on me. Number 3.
3?
Is a 17. Sorry, no, 17 on the third roll.
17. Okay. Watch your back near the well of light, Nico. Those damn monkeys got Freb. It's an Arcantian.
That's awesome.
All right. Rolling again for the 4th time. I guess I could have just rolled these all at the same time. Sorry,
Yep.
viewers. 18.
The goblins hate the beastmen more than we do. It's an
Okay.
Arcantian.
Goblins hate beastmen more than us.
I can confirm that.
And the last one is, I just rolled it, is a 16.
We got that one before.
We already did that one, so I'll roll it again. 20.
20. KK is watching us all the time. Don't trust the dragonflies. It's in Thorkin. Those are the letters KK.
Oh, KK. Okay.
KK.
KK is watching us all the time. Don't trust the dragonflies.
That's helpful.
Those are all helpful. All
Okay.
right, cool. Cool.
All right. So you can continue down.
Yeah.
So the second stair that you go down is much less steep, but it's equally worn. There are where worn marks on each step. There are plaster that hangs in shreds from the walls and the ceiling here. There's very little graffiti down on the second stair, and this one is much longer. Like heads way down. You can feel that you probably end up going down below the ground level of the pyramid at this point before it ends up in a large chamber about 20 feet square and 10 feet tall. Actually, I should tell you, as you're going down the stairs, there is Gorand and Squeegee don't pick up on any heat signatures. However, all of you do pick up on the fact that there is a continuous source of non-flickering light that is coming from that chamber. Do you want to prepare in any sort of way, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sneak up to that doorway. Do we want to douse the torch, guys?
Well, if we can see a little bit from the light spilling out, the chamber that we're in, is it pretty plain? What's
Well, you're not in it yet.
We're in the stairs.
You're on stairs.
Oh,
And the question is whether we want to prepare
the whole chamber
ourselves.
is lit. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think we should. Now, is it an opening, John, or there's a door?
It's
an
an
opening.
opening,
Right? It's just
it opens
opening.
in.
Yeah.
And if there's light coming from it, then I would douse the torch and swap it back for my weapon.
Okay.
Mace.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we can move up closely and carefully.
I'll creep up to the door and peek around the edge.
There's no door.
No, I mean the doorway. Sorry, the entrance.
Okay, so yeah, so as I said, it's there appears to be some sort of continual light here, and it's coming from the ceiling, which is 10 feet above, and it looks like just sort of like a free-standing source of light. Like it's not being held in anything. It's just sort of like on the ceiling, just shedding a continuous light in this 20 foot square area. Whatever plaster was once on the walls has long since disappeared, so there's just the bare stone, neatly trimmed stone masonry of the Arcantians. However, here it is also covered with graffiti.
Interesting.
More graffiti. Okay.
To the left of the stairwell, there is a circle made of bits of stone that has obviously been used as a fire pit. There's scorched charcoal in there, and there are some like small bones that are also inside of it.
Like somebody had a meal, like little
like chicken
animal
bones.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like humanoid as far as we can tell, right? Just from a quick glance.
Not you can tell, yeah.
All right.
So the light like illumines all this graffiti. If you'd like to read some more, you can.
Is it all pretty much in the same vein?
There's more stuff.
Okay.
If you want.
Are there exits out of this room?
We're not wasting any torch time, dude. So we might as well just spend a turn reading
the lights. We already put the torch. Yeah.
No, I know. So we're not wasting torch time.
Yeah. So
Let's just spend a turn reading graffiti.
So there is another stairway that is on the other side of this chamber. So it's not like this. This is actually like an open chamber, like a room, unlike the stairwell where you were to read the graffiti in the first place. It just switched back. Okay. But there is another stairway that continues to go down. You have a feeling now that you're with Goran. Goran would actually be able to tell you that you're just below ground level right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
But this stairway is going to
guard this other stairway that goes down further. I'll keep an eye on that whilst they read the graffiti.
Yeah, let's do a round.
I've got my bow out and I'm watching the stairs.
Okay. So graffiti.
Yep.
I'll roll again.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
How many times? Once?
Each roll one. It'll be fun.
All right,
everybody gets to roll one. I love it.
Okay, my result is a 14.
Okay. Set is waiting and watching. It's in Arcantian.
Okay.
Mine's a 1.
A 1. It's simply a name, scrawled in almost like a very lovely script. It's not like jagged like a lot of the other hastily scrawled stuff, and it just says Dalton.
Oh,
the musician.
Dalton's darlings, baby.
Oh yeah.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either. It's a fancy
Nat
man.
20, baby.
I got that one already.
Damn it. There goes my 120 of the game.
You did good.
Throw out a number.
9.
We got that one too. Let's just do this. I'll pick them at random myself. Okay, so you see one that says, Gregor was brave, but the dust took him in Arcantian.
Okay. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Let me read one more. If I roll something unique, a 5, I don't think we've gotten a 5.
A 5, you see another name. It says Roger the Rapier.
Cool.
Let's not run into him.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
It definitely has the I in there, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's you don't want to misread that one.
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's head down that staircase.
Okay.
Nothing was coming up, right, John?
Nope. All right, so you head down this staircase. This staircase goes down and down and down. It does not switch back. It just keeps going down. It's cramped and it's steep, and you think that you go down about 350 feet deep into the earth. Yes.
Is it dark? Would I need to spark my?
Oh yeah.
Torch? You know what? Since this it looks like it goes a long way, I'll light the lantern instead of a torch.
Okay. So going down these stairs. Let's see. Okay, lantern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2. Lantern. Okay, got it. Okay. The walls. You tell that the stairs were once flanked with really brightly colored frescoes that probably outline like the glories of Thoth at some point. But now it's this chute-like stairway is the walls are blackened with soot and grime, lots of desecration. That sort of there's almost nothing that's meaningful that can be deciphered, unlike the other places where you saw graffiti. Once in a while, you'll see like a flash of gold paint or some sort of beak, which probably represents Thoth. Some broken runes that you can't really interpret, but there is also a great deal of graffiti on here as well. Yeah. Okay. So as you're going down, let's see, you're moving at 60 feet per turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So it's going to take about 6 turns to get all the way down there. You carefully move your way down.
We do go careful.
Okay.
Turns. Remind me, how many do I get out of an oil flask?
24 turns. Yeah.
24.
Okay. So these are actually pretty useful. So I'm going to have you actually roll a d4. Someone roll me a d4 real quick.
Got it.
Okay.
4.
4. Okay. Each one of you roll me a d20.
Okay.
Just yell out
6.
6.
I got a 1, baby.
Got a 10.
Let's go with Mike first. Mike with 10. Plumthorn rules these halls. Obey him. What's interesting about this piece of graffiti is that, unlike the rest of it, it's only 3 feet off the ground.
Interesting.
down.
Plumthorn's not a dwarven name. It's got to be gnomes.
Onway, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
6. Thoth's knowledge and his wealth remains hidden, but I know how to unlock it. Look to the arms.
Yeah, I have a feeling we can get those gems, maybe, or something.
Everisios?
I rolled a 1.
1. Skip that one. One of the dog troopers warned us not to seek an audience with his mistress, the powerful sorceress Dano. Why not? Dano was spelled Deino. And Squeegee, what'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 1. Should I re-roll?
Yeah.
14. Have we had that one?
So this is another one that's actually written at 3 feet high. And it says, halflings rule, okay?
True.
Good for them.
Okay.
I'm glad that they're making a mark for them.
Yeah, it's nice.
Confidence is good when you're challenged
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
particular height.
All right. For the viewers, I have put up the map of the level that they're at, just to give you an impression of exactly the scope of what we're looking at here. Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
Oh,
when
I
you
We
post
wanna
the
have
video.
no idea, by the way. We cannot see this.
Yeah.
It's probably good.
Well.
All right.
Let's just say that Ted's got his work cut out for him, but it's gonna be it's gonna be glorious.
Stop mapping, bitch.
All right. Let's see.
All right, I'm ready.
I got it. Here we go. You ready, Ted? A big blank map for you.
Should he start?
Okay.
Where should he start? At the bottom edge?
So you need to zoom in, Ted, in order to see the grid lines.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You're going to want to start sort of like central, a little bit north of center.
Okay. And so what if I were to just say, let's see.
Don't draw anything. I didn't even give you the description yet, but I'm just saying this is where you're generally going to start.
Right, but when we started going down the stairs, well,
It was a straight
I guess-
shot, dude.
I'll let you know. Don't worry.
yeah, but okay.
Okay, so you've been going down. You're like, when is this staircase ever going to get? It's like 300. You spent 6 turns, so you've been an hour just going down these stairs, reading the graffiti, what is going on. As you get close to what is obviously going to be the end of it, you actually see that there is light coming from up ahead, but it is of flickering torches. This is definitely like normal torches rather than some sort of weird magical light.
Sweet. Let's
Oh,
ninja
that's-
up to the door.
Yeah, that's cheaper than my lantern oil. So let's.
I bet it's some sort of like halfling toll house. They're going to charge us.
All right, so Ted, as you map, it'll be worth your while and easier for you if each square is 10 feet instead of 5 feet. Okay.
Okay, 10-foot squares.
Yeah. All right, so
And
I'll
one thing I love-
I'll douse.
Hmm?
I'll douse the lantern as soon as we get down there and the light's coming through.
okay, so all right.
I had 6 turns on for the stage.
Yeah, so mark on your lantern that you now have a 20 turn lantern.
Oh,
Okay.
20 turn?
20,
Would be
20
18?
I'm sorry, not 20, 18 turn. Okay, one thing I love about Richard Barton's the way that he writes is it comes across as Gygaxian sometimes. So he actually says that let me know if you guys know what this word means, because I had to look it up. He says that the stairway debouches into a chamber. Do you know what that means?
It means it feeds into.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great word. I've never seen it in my life.
Yeah, I probably learned it from Gygax. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the stairway debouches after 350 feet into a very large chamber that is lit by a number of guttering torches. It is not quite square, so you're coming from the north side of it in the center of the wall. Okay, and it is 70 feet east to west by 60 feet north to south.
Big. Wow.
Okay, and you're coming directly down the stairways, entering from the northern, right in the middle of the northern wall. Okay. Okay. As you enter in, the light is coming from torches that are in sconces that are along the north, south, and west walls, basically providing some dim light, but they don't fully illuminate the center of the room. Okay, because of the radius of the torches. The ceiling here is 30 feet high, and the plaster on the walls has been very badly damaged. But the ceiling plaster is still intact. You can't quite. It looks like there's some sort of imagery up there, but you can't quite make it out. It's just beyond the torch range. But there might be something interesting there if you can get closer to it. There is a substantial amount of debris, wrecked furniture, destroyed armor, equipment. There's bits of bone and leather that has accumulated in all four corners of the chamber, and there is dust everywhere. However, there are clear paths that have been, worn through that lead from the stairs to a number of different exits from this chamber. There is the path that leads towards. Directly, there is an archway that leads directly to the directly across from you to the south. There's a pathway that leads through there. There is a pathway of death that leads to a passageway on the western wall, 30 feet down from the north side. And there is a path that leads to a door that is on the northern wall on the very far west side. Okay. So the rest of the place is strewn with all of this junk. All right. But now those aren't the only exits, though. There are numerous exits that actually lead out of here. So in addition to what I said, there is also a matching door on the northern wall on the eastern side. There is an archway that is 20 feet down on the eastern side. And let me I should probably get to the point of there's what you actually would first see before I give you all the full details here. I'm sorry. What dominates in the center of the room? Okay, that is sort of hidden in the darkness. It's not hidden, but it's just like the torchlight doesn't quite illuminate it, but you can tell there's this massive thing directly in the center. Is another statue of the ibis-headed god. It's about 15 feet tall, and it's facing north, so it's directly facing you. It stands on a 3-foot tall granite pedestal, and it's carved entirely of black onyx. Right, it's posed in the classic Egyptian fashion, so its right foot is advanced slightly from its other one. Its arms are flat at its side. The head is made out of white marble, so similar to the porphyry one up above you, black marble, but with a white marble head. Its eyes are empty sockets. Okay.
Got him.
At the foot of the statue, so directly in front of you, at the base of the statue, there is a large stone chest that is actually part of the pedestal itself. Okay.
You can check the bottom of that chest, gang.
Is that chest open or closed?
It is closed.
I'll bet you anything that's that one graffiti where it's like, Thoth's treasures still remain. The secret is in the arms, and I know the secret or whatever. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably exactly what they're talking about here. Like everyone's
I just want
probably
to make sure
looking-
there's not a false bottom in that chest. That's all I'm saying. But yeah.
Well, it's closed, so they're.
But none of the other adventurers that have been through here have been able to figure it out, or they've already looted it and closed it again.
I
So
think that's probably the most likely.
You know,
Okay.
we can find out.
All right. There are other exits and entrances, but I don't want to spend too much time on it right now. But what do you do right
And
now?
somebody roll a die and pick an entrance. Let's go.
the one that the entrances that you've mentioned so far, are those all open or are some of them closed?
There are
Some
a
of them
couple.
are doors.
The doors are all closed. The archways, of course, are open.
I
Now,
think
you guys are
if there's
standing. You
other
haven't even
exits-
entered the room yet. You're just like
Right.
looking in.
I go into the room. I'm in the room.
Okay.
Let's go in.
All right. So, in
Okay.
addition, Ted, your right archway is just 10 feet up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
should go
wondered.
here.
Okay.
No, it should go here. Oh, what the?
Oops.
Oh, no, I see the problem. Sorry. Okay.
Sphincter wrist is what?
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
is this one on the west side correct, John?
No, it's actually that one should be up 1 2.
Oh, so up here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you said 30 feet, you meant it was
30.
in the. It was the 30 feet, not 30
Right.
feet and then a doorway.
Yes, correct.
Who is doing the red dot? Because it doesn't need to happen.
I'm not going to tell.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's right, Ted. You got it. All right. So on the eastern side, Ted, 20 more feet down from that first one is another one. Okay. Another
So-
archway.
Here.
Correct. Yep. Another archway.
Okay.
Okay. Then
Yep.
there are matching doorways in the southwest and southeast corner, like exactly like the northwest and northeast.
Okay.
Okay. And those
Okay.
are actually what you see as far as the exits from here. Okay.
But only the first three you mentioned have worn pathways through the dust and debris.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Are the others
I'll double
actually obstructed by debris or just
250.
not commonly in use?
Hold on a second. 3, 12, 15, 31. 3, 12, 15. And there is another one that actually goes to that second archway on the east, the one that's further south. Okay. So, yeah. And now you also see that in the room, as you step into it, there is on the western wall, lit by the torch that is in the sconce right there, basically like almost highlighting that light, is slumped against the wall is a body of some sort.
Like,
Does it seem fresh or old?
From this distance, it seems fresh. It doesn't seem like a skeleton. It doesn't particularly smell that bad.
Oh, let's go check that guy out. Maybe he's got some good stuff.
You head over
We're
there.
such-
Or helpful things. I mean, excuse me. Maybe we can help him. That's what I mean.
yeah, there you go.
All right.
The classic murder hobos.
All right, you head over to the body, and as you do, is you round that statue once again. Just kind of picture like the center of the room is almost in darkness, right? So
Yeah.
the statue is sort of ominously like always at your back, sort of thing. And you see that up against the wall is what appears to be a female adventurer, some sort of human. You can't quite tell. She's started to decompose a little bit. The smell is sort of like located more close to her. And she has a dagger which has basically fallen out of her hand. And she looks as if she's been killed by some sort of blade of some sort, numerous stabbings. And as you're kind of looking at it, like, ugh, that's not good, you hear it, "Oi!" from the east. "Who's there now? Step out, let me see. You got to pay the price, Can't just come down here willy."
Toolkeepers.
To which I say, "Oh, is that Plumthorn?"
Well, it's not Plumthorn himself, of course. I'm his lieutenant. Name's Ross Kelly
Only
Winterly.
talk to Plumthorn.
And you see come out with like some torches. There is 6 halflings that are armed and armored, led by a female halfling who has blonde hair, which is crazily spiked, like a punk rocker sort of thing, with like deliberately spiked with like oil, right? And she has a cruel scar on her lip, which like brings her one lip up into like a permanent sneer. They are all armed. She's got a short sword. The small halfling men behind them are armed with spears and slings and have studded leather armor where have shields. Like they're really heavily armored. And they're kind of pale faced, look a little rough around the edges. And she kind of comes up she's got her hands on her hips. And you hear a iron gate somewhere off in the darkness out of that, the more southerly of the eastern archways slam shut. You hear like a dong, and they kind of come up and they kind of approach you as you're kind of hovered over that body. It's like, you got to pay the toll. Got to pay Plumthorn. Pay the toll. You got adventuring rights.
Here? What happened to this one here?
Who knows? All sorts of bad shit can go on down here,
What's the toll?
Oh, it's not much, just a pittance, basically. It's a license, basically, that you're going to be given to the big boss. It's going to cost you 25 gold up front. Now, just hear me out. It's totally reasonable. Every other time that you happen to go back up and come back down, the prices go down only 10 gold. Now, in addition, of course, any sort of treasure that you bring back up out of the depths, 10% goes to the big boss. Seem fair?
It's got quite the setup here.
Indeed, we do.
25. Hey, whoa, 25 gold per each of us, or as a group?
Nah, for the license. Come on, we're reasonable people. It's only 25 gold straight up. If you want to give us 25, what do you think, boys? 100 gold? Oh, that'd be nice.
Hey, that's crazy talk. 25 for the license. What's the license actually get you? What's it entitle you to?
It allows you to explore the dungeon.
Anywhere I want to go?
Anywhere you want to go. Any treasure.
What if I want to go down that hallway you just came out of?
Well, you can't go back down there, of course. That's our place. We run this.
It's not
we gotta take 20 gold maybe at the best.
Hey, shut
what
up.
What do I always say about halflings?
Shut up. This isn't up for discussion. You pay 25 gold. Or we start breaking some bones. Right, fellas?
Bones?
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
How are you going to get 25 gold out of us? I got broken bones.
Just going to take it off your body.
Like I got 25 gold.
Listen to your dwarf friend over here. It's not going to be that tough. You guys don't look like you've seen much action.
I turn around doing my face to party, but I'm saying really loud, you guys don't know these halflings, man. They're bad news. We've heard all about them down in Gosterwick, man.
Yeah, see? You see? Yeah. Ross Kelly, they heard of us. They heard of us, Ross Kelly. Yeah, that's right. Of course they have.
I turn around, I give the spiky hair one like a big smile and go, I don't suppose you'd let us get by on credit. We're a little short of funds right now.
Oh, that's a shame. I guess you're not going to be doing much exploring then. Up you go.
Okay, how many? Sorry, John. One more description. How many people? How many halflings?
Six of them.
Six heavily armed halflings.
I got an idea, guys. Can we have just give us a second? Huddle.
We need to check our finances. Just a moment.
Telegraphing.
You think that
they to be specific, she's got a short sword and a dagger. They are all wearing studded leather. They all have shields. They all have spears, clubs, and slings.
Oh, fighting them is not an option.
No. We got that. Here's my idea, guys.
Okay.
We pitch them. We offer them a trade. The secret entrance to the Tower of Scrutiny. Let them turn into wights and waiths and ghouls and whatnot. I don't want to do it.
Honestly, I have 14 gold. Does anyone have any money left?
You just got. Oh, that was all you had, huh? Yeah, I have enough, but for me.
I have
No,
6.
Ted, it's 25 total. It's not 25 per person.
No, I know. My share, right? You know.
But I'm just saying, it's like I don't want to spend the rest of the session arguing about halflings and 25 gold. Can we just do this, please?
Yeah. So
I swear to God,
Gotta pay.
I don't want to pay a toll to go in a dungeon. It's crazy.
Okay. So all right.
They are
all right.
literal gatekeepers.
Yeah, they're literally the toll house, the Keebler elves. They're literally
That's
like
right.
Gotta pay the big
Keep
boss,
her out.
Plumthorn.
But
He brooks
But
no
here's the
argument.
thing about it. Think about this, guys. We do this. We put up with it for a little while. Eventually, we're going to be covered in like flaming armor and have Vorpal weapons, and
You think that's what's going to happen? In Arden
Demon
Vul, we're going to
faces.
have Vorpal weapons. Do you think
Yeah.
you're going to live till level 3?
demon faces like stapled to our cod pieces. We're going to be badass. Let's just go along with the halflings until we don't have to anymore.
Remember, we can leave and we come back. It's another 10 gold.
No, I understand that, and they're also going to want 10% of our treasure. I get all of that. What choice do we have?
Yeah.
We can't fight them, so
Yeah, our choice is to just leave. I mean,
Yeah.
we can either fight them and die,
yeah.
or most of us,
Or
we
leave and
can-
keep trying to find another entrance. And I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm down for paying them. I can jam a lot of coins and gems up my ass to hide them from the halflings.
Extra encumbrance slots.
Okay.
Listen,
Let me
your,
just-
your
guys, let me-
hobbies are your own, my friend. This is something else.
All right.
What's
so-
it gonna be, friend?
Before we do that, let me just check one thing. Sorry. I'm an illusionist. Just let me check the writing of the one spell I memorized.
Oh, the
Phantasmal
fairy
Force.
gold.
Oh shit! What's the spell?
No,
I should have asked
you know
you what
what?
spell did you memorize?
Phantasmal Force. It's on my
Oh.
sheet marked when I uploaded it.
I don't really want to get into the fight.
I don't want to get into a fight. Absolutely not. No, I'm not.
Isn't
I'm
that
not
what
trying to.
Phantasmal Force is for?
Well, no.
Not the way
there are
David
three
used it.
functions. There are 3 functions of Phantasmal Force. One of
Okay.
which is an illusory attack. For
Yeah.
example, an avalanche,
Yeah.
a falling ceiling, a magic
Sure.
missile, etc. Save versus spell. So I could, for instance, have the ceiling cave in if that's what we want to do. Another is an
Okay.
illusory monster attacks, etc. And another is a scene, aka what you would be more familiar with in a modern D&D's illusory image, right? That
Okay.
scene, I'm reading this as we're going, but either changes the appearance of an affected area or created the appearance of something new. The scene disappears if touched.
So
I say we just pay him. It's fine.
Seriously,
We'll
can
pay
we
'em.
just pay them? Because I mean, I don't want to. All right.
All
whatever
right,
you guys-
fine. We'll pay
No,
him.
whatever,
We'll pay
whatever
'em.
they want to do. Whatever they want to do. It's
We'll
fine.
pay him. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. Let's pay him. I'm going to kill them all, though. When I say the minute I have a chance to kill all of them, I am
wow,
immediately.
the book of grudges.
People have some aggression. Maybe we can talk to this after we make it out of here.
Okay, so I need the coins marked off by somehow.
All right.
All right. How
I'll
much
just.
are we all contributing? I have 14 and some silver.
I think we should split it down the middle.
Yeah.
Oh,
if we all
we
have
don't have
that-
enough.
if we
I mean,
all
I
have
have,
the
I
right
have a shit
amount.
ton. I have a shit ton because I didn't spend my starting gold because I wanted to have it for these sorts of situations. So I can give him 25 gold. I have 60.
Oh, well, Mr.
That's more than I
Moneybags.
got. Yeah.
Cough
Cough it up, you guy.
We all now work for David.
Okay.
You
Great.
kind of do. This was the gold I was saving for spell components.
We all know David's
So
hirelings.
it's halflings or spell components. That well with all of the glass in it is looking mighty stone.
No way, man. That's where the monkeys are.
Yeah, that's where the monkeys
I
are that
know,
ate
I
fed.
know. All right,
The
so
monkeys got
25
fed.
gold.
All right. You're going to pay it all, David?
I'm paying. It's not worth us doing bookkeeping.
All right.
We have paid it. When I need something, I'll ask for 25 gold's worth. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
I do think we should murder them in their sleep, though. So
Oh, absolutely. This is highway.
Keep note.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm powerful enough to have a demon face stapled to my codpiece, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you pay up Give me 1 second. Just checking a thing here.
And then they attack.
I throw it all on the floor just to be obnoxious. Just
Oh my god!
25 pieces on the ground.
Pay him in copper pieces.
Okay, so you pay them the 25. They're like, pleasure doing business with you. Consider yourself to officially have a license. Don't forget, we're going to take 10% of the treasure on your way back up.
Wait, where's the license? I want a little pretty cod with my name
We
on it.
know. I will tell Plumthorn. Don't you worry about it. Thanks so much.
Wait, none of you are Plumthorn?
No,
Plumthorn is sitting in his throne room back there.
I'm with Roz Kelly Winterleaf. I answered to Plumthorn. I told you that.
I understand that, Ross Kelly Winterleaf, and I appreciate that. However,
You sound like a menthol cigarette, Ross.
however, what happens if you're not here next time we come through?
Oh, there's always going to be someone here.
How do I know I'm not going to get banged out?
We watch from over there, and she points back to the east. You can't come back through here without us seeing.
Yeah, but like a token or a logbook or something, come on, a receipt. Give me a receipt.
What do you think this is? You think we're in Gosterwick? You think we're underneath the rule of the Green Lady?
I gotta claim this on my taxes later. We gotta fill the forms out.
Listen, Goblin. Listen.
This is an allowable business expense.
Allow me to explain this to you in plain arcantian. We're taking you for a ride. There are no guarantees.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
You feel better about yourself now, Goblin?
No, I feel like you're finally being honest with me.
I feel like I'm in a bad gangster movie.
Oh shit!
I feel like we have come to a good place.
Wait, did you hear? Shut up, everyone! Shut up! You hear that? You see the doors, the door to the northwest bangs open. As it bangs open, the halflings all whip out their slings, and they're like, and they all start swearing like, "Oh fuck! Oh shit! Get down!" And you see 4 shambling skeletons stride into the room.
Oh yeah, we're killing these fuckers right now. We're getting our money back, baby. This is I'm gonna step back to the wall and prepare to cast if I need to.
From the northwest door?
From the northwest door, yeah. 4
That's odd.
It's odd?
That's one of the ones that has the pathway to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You were not surprised. You're kind of surprised, but not enough to actually not know what you're doing. They whip out their slings. And does anyone going to cast a spell?
Not yet, but I would recommend the hallway that leads to their safe haven, guys.
Yeah.
My recommendation is that we retreat to it, and I'm going to cast an illusion that makes it look like that hall doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
Well, that's a possibility, but let's see
David
what
everyone's so butthurt.
You can do whatever you want.
David is a man of the feud, man. All right.
We actually, I'm looking at the time here, and this is actually a pretty good cliffhanger.
No,
It's literally time. It's literally time. It's like perfect, actually. So
hiss.
I'm glad I caught that right before anything actually went down, because I would have been even.
I was actually hoping you weren't going to notice that. I was like,
yeah, I knew what time it was.
say the Western people versus the, and plus it's like an hour later for us too, right? Like
yeah,
I'm a wreck.
Yeah, the rest of us are like, oh my god. Anyway, it's very fun, guys. I'm sorry, I really got you all butthurt over your exploration.
It's like John kills us, he kills us again, then he takes all our money.
Gold just to enter in the front door, baby.
Yeah.
Woo!
But you're down in the dungeon. You actually made it. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you guys.
Here's the funny thing, guys, because if we happen to level up this, if I happen to get 100 XP this session, I'm gonna want to go back up to the inn and rest.
Always the conundrum.
Well, John told us there's some safe havens down here.
Good luck finding them.
That
all
is
right,
true.
cool.
That place with the campfire just up the stairs.
That is true. And there's also, it's like not only just the pre-written safe havens, but it's all about what you make of it too, right? Now you've already claimed apparently that you're going to wipe out all the halflings, but maybe there's a safe haven right down that eastern corridor if you just became friends.
Friends, David, friends. Be friends with the halflings.
You're talking to a chaotic illusionist.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
He just got grifted.
Yeah.
But how are you gonna be friends with a bunch of guys who take 10% of your loot every time you leave? Come on, babe.
It depends on
We're not
what
gonna be
services
friends
we
with
get.
these
If they give us
guys.
a safe haven and a place to store stuff, yes.
Give us
fine.
nothing, man.
Yeah.
She just
They're not gonna
admitted
get-
she's
they're
taking
gonna
us for a
charge
ride.
They're charging us to enter. You think they're gonna give us a place to stay?
Yeah. You still need to
Maybe
be
if
friends with
Barger
them.
was here, I don't know, man.
You still need to
Yeah.
be friends with them. You still need to be friends with them because if you're going to murder them in their sleep, you have to get past their gate. So be friends with them, get into their camp, then murder them in their sleep.
There you go.
Let's
There's
see
the-
how many the
that's the
skeletons
long
kill.
game.
Maybe they...
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, Matt. All right. Well,
Cool.
that was fun.
Yeah, very fun, guys.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Yes, we'll pick it up
I
next
can't
time.
believe we made it underground. It's amazing.
We're literally
The
going to the
monkey's
very
got
first thing we're going to
Fred.
do next time is actually roll for initiative, which is kind of cool. We'll see how that goes down.
Nice.
All right, guys. So once again, thanks for
All right.
watching. You've been watching 3D6 Down the Line. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please share it amongst your friends. And we'll pick it up next time with a battle against the skeletons down here on the first level, which they have entered. And we will see you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.
We
Thanks,
will.
John.
We will.
Thanks, everyone.
We should start a pool on who dies in the skeleton fight.
Bye, guys.
Ooh, maybe I can get my 25 back.